The key thing that you've got to realize is you've got to become one with your goal. You've got to become that person. And so you've got to be able to detach from your current view, which is current reality based on current mindset, and start to tap into your higher mental faculty, start to tap into your imagination, and start to imagine you're in the goal. Now what does it look like? It's not who you think you are in life that holds you back, it's who you think you are not. Today, what I'm going to talk to you about is your authentic self, you and who you present to the world. A lot of times these days, we hear a lot of people talking about, I want to be authentic, I want to be the real me, I want to be free. We hear this all the time, but not many people are actually saying, I am free. I know who I am confident. And I think that's because a lot of people are still trying to figure this out. And I think it's a really good thing to figure out. If you're in business, if you're in sales, if you in any area of your life, you're only going to be ultimately happy when you are being who you truly are meant to be. And believe it or not, you're here to do something, be something, give something, and have something. And I think honestly, our entire life journey is about working that out, is about raising our level of awareness, our level of understanding, achieving more things, not to have things, but because achieving goals, achieving money, achieving any result, you've got to realize that that is an expression of your potential. How else? So many people are in a search of, I want to figure out what my potential is. I want to bring my potential to the surface. But in the same breath, oh, I don't want anything and I don't need any money. And what I want you to realize is, how else does potential show up? What does potential actually look like? Everybody's looking for it, but everybody is not really sure what that looks like. Your potential is ultimately untapped energy that you have not expressed. So if you're looking to figure out your purpose, tap into your potential, then what you've got to realize is that is all. You can't see it with your eyes. It's totally intangible, but it is goals, it is results, it is whatever you want those results to be. That might be an income, that might be in the car you drive, that might be in the people you associate with, that might be the businesses you build, that might be the causes that you create. Whatever it is that you do, that is the effect, that is the outcome, that is the expression of your vision, which comes back to your purpose. So I want you to realize that these two things must align. If you want to figure out your potential and bring it to the surface, then you're going to have goals. But the key is to not get mixed up in that the goals are the actual thing that you want. That's not what you want. Nobody wants goals, believe it or not. Everybody wants the growth that is attached to the goal. Now, ultimately, most people get stuck, and you might resonate with this, I certainly can, was I didn't think I could. I didn't think I was worthy. I didn't think that, I just thought it was for everybody else in the world but me. I thought it was an American thing. I thought it was a TV thing. It wasn't in my hometown. It wasn't the people that I was hanging around. And that made me feel very different, very separated. But what I actually started to learn was that we all have a mindset, we all have infinite potential, and the only thing that actually separates us is how we think. So my question to you is, what do you think about you? And when you really honestly listen to whatever that said in your mind, whatever image came up in your mind, when you really look at that, you're going to be able to see whether that image or little voice that came up there, does that match this purpose-driven, fulfilled, goal-achieving life that you're creating? And they probably don't match. This is why when people, let's say, win the lottery or gain a profit, large amount of money, very quickly they either spend it or lose it or it disappears in some way and they're back to where they always were. That's because we have a set point. That person did not see themselves having all of this money. And if you don't see yourself having money, then you will not be able to hold on to it. You might achieve it, you might earn it, but it will keep going out as quick as it comes in. So again, I come back to you and ask the question, how do you see yourself? Now, as I said at the beginning of this, it is not who you think you are that holds you back, it's who you think you're not. And if you could just start to work on the image in your mind of what you see as yourself. The first part in this is, who are you? Okay? And we're going to look at this in two different ways. One, you are a spiritual being. You are energy. You are not this body. You're not your name. You're not what you look like. There's an energy in here, okay? You're more than just your physical body. So you got to first understand that. And that can take a bit of time, but the more you study it, the more you start to realize and become aware. And that feeling that I'm sure you've felt before of just knowing there's more, it starts to come up and up and up, and suddenly you can't help but go after your goals. It's almost like this magnetic force just pulls you. That's the first thing that you've got to realize. Who am I? Okay? Second thing, when you're thinking about your goal, because you've got you, and then you've got your goal. The next thing that you've got to create in your mind is, who are you in that goal? A lot of people keep these two things separate. Here's me, here's my goal. When I get to my goal, I'm going to be like this. When I lose weight, I'm going to feel like this. When I find the best job or when I get money, I'm going to have this. Totally not true, guys. If you're chasing the things in life to create happiness, you're going the wrong way about it. The key thing that you've got to realize is you've got to become one with your goal. You've got to become that person. And so you've got to be able to detach from your current view, which is current reality based on current mindset, and start to tap into your higher mental faculty, start to tap into your imagination, and start to imagine you're in the goal. Now what does it look like? It's like being in a tall building and you're in the bottom floor and then you move up to the top floor. Same building, same location, different view. When you're at the penthouse and you look out, you can see the ocean, you can see other buildings. When you're in the basement, you can probably see cars or limited view. So my point is, you can be in the same place but have a different viewpoint. That is the secret to success. You can't change your current situations today. If your bank account hasn't got enough money in it, okay, it is what it is. Harvest the good, forgive the rest. Don't think about lack. Don't think about what's not there. Don't give attention to what you don't have. But you've got to remain in this place, but see the potential. See what it is like in your mind's eye. See your bank account full. You know, it sounds almost like when you were at school and you were pretending, playing housey, and you pretended to make the dinner and serve it to your newfound husband or wife, and you're totally in the throes of the game and the imagination. We don't do that as adults because we see that's silly, that's make-believe, that's not real. That was probably your most aware point, because you were tapping into your powerful imagination, that you've been given that gift. No other creature on the world has this mindset ability. So it has to be given to you for a reason. And the reason is to create the goal, but then you've got to come into that goal. If you hold it separate, there's always going to be a time and space here. You're always going to be reaching for the goal. I teach my clients how to go here and look backwards. Because if you can go to where that place is in your mind, you will always be able to look around and see how you got there. When you go to that place of your goal, of your vision, and you start to imagine and you start to make up little stories that really make it real, your mind doesn't know the difference. It doesn't know whether it's real or not. This is the best part. So you have a real opportunity here Just start seeing your current reality in a totally different way. You change your perspective, you change your life. And the way that you do this is you let go of the lack, you let go of what's not working, you don't talk about it, you don't make up stories in your mind of what that's going to mean and what that's going to do and the counter effect of that. I want you to take that same principle of thought, which is one thought after another, but I want you to bring it over to this side. What if you did achieve that goal? What if you did start earning that money? What if you did start that idea or business? What if you did really improve your health and your relationships? Don't just stop at when I achieve the money. What does the money allow you to do? What freedom of time does that give you? When you have that time, what will you do with it? Where will you go? What foods will you eat? Who will you be with? What will you wear? I want you today to take real inventory of what that life will look like through the lens of possibility and abundance. You might still be in the same chair, you might still be in the same house, you might still be in the same environment, whether it's work, whether it's home, but nothing will change until you see it differently in your mind. So spend no more time giving off, complaining, pointing fingers, blaming. Take responsibility today. Realize I am where I am. I am enough. If nobody else knows that, that's okay. I don't like where I am. Maybe you do like where you are. I don't know. There's still more. There's still better. And just decide, I'm going to start focusing. I'm going to start giving attention and energy in this area. I know that when I think about what I don't have and I think about it for too long, it spirals into this big problem. Well, let's take that same thinking, but do it for the positive and let that spiral into expansion. Let that really fuel your desire. And what will happen is you'll get a thought and another thought, and people will start showing up. You'll start seeing things, and you will be guided to an easier, more effortless path. So today, forget about who you think you need to be. Forget about what other people say you should be. I think the best way to be your authentic self is to just stop and ask yourself, what do I want? How would I love this to be? How do I want to show up in this world? What do I want it to look like? And if you focus on that, forget about everybody else. Forget about trying to fit in. Forget about trying to say the right lines. Forget about trying to have the right strategies. If you're in this world and existence for a purpose, which I know that you are, the best thing that you can start today is just be you. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Show up how you want to show up. And just have the courage to move forward. And the confidence will come. Day by day, it'll get better and it'll get easier. So I hope you've enjoyed this short lesson. Check us out and reach out if you want to speak to us, if you want to take this conversation further. We are always here to help you, and we'll see you very soon. I'm so grateful that you are here on our YouTube channel. Please make sure and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you love, and we'll bring more incredible content to you soon.